So Ariana releases a full list finally, but I don't give a fuck about that because there's goddamn rewinds. There's rewinds. In fact, all of these are 4 elements in correct order, because of course they are. Yeah, also Taylor would be proud. It's a proud 13. So that's cool. We have a glitch to observe, as always. Casual Ariana post, you know. Last time, like, she posted G with a heart, which scares me, but it's technically, you know, about her dog. You know, technically. Her E is, like, fucking weird, especially when it comes with R. Imperfect, eternal, for you. I guess the R is the weird one. Shit. It looks like this sometimes, or it looks like this fucking... Man, this is messed up. This is why I don't write like this anymore. I write straightforward, like that. That's how I write. I had enough of that shit that I can't read. But this one's like decent. Sometimes it looks good, but you can't fucking read it. And that's the worst type of writing. But yeah, rewind is literally the last word in that picture. Pretty important, right? Even more important than life and death. Anyways, we're gonna be watching a bunch of TikToks, because of course we will. And in the spirit of TikTok, I have to check out latest Snipe Wolf upload. By the way, I'm not putting any expectations until I listen to all the music. Then we can start fucking making a special episode, which is long forgotten, but an episode of Torn, where I tear apart the album for any scraps of meaning I can get. And this one's probably going to be pretty deep. March 11, and then God knows who else is making music. Okay, I expected a little bit better performance. Or whatever. I've never seen this before. It stopped logging. This is incredible, man. When it fills up, like, it doesn't show any updates. That is so weird. I imagine I'm just stupid. Because it doesn't show the first log. So maybe remove at 0? Yeah, that's definitely the error. Double check. It's kind of holding me back a little bit. I slept like 3 times before I can make this video. Now, half of it's due to hunger strike and all that shit, because I'm extremely exhausted. But more like emotionally damaged. But we're also gonna go very deep and dark, especially around here. We actually have a specific amount of TikToks to watch after this point, because we watched most of these. But don't worry, there's a lot of discussion in these ones. I consider myself a mastermind. It's just, no one cares, you know? That's the most disgusting thing you can live through. Oh, I'm very smart. I have this, like, tremendous knowledge that I should spread around. But no one really, like, cares. So now I have to present that tremendous knowledge in some kind of, like, fascinating ways, like do a couple of backflips, create a fireball out of my hands. In other words, try to go viral or something. Also, we're dealing with people's accounts that, like, they had experienced, their insights. So they're sharing their reports. It's like seeing a ghost, but you get confirmation that someone saw the ghost too. I'm like, shit. Now the story is pretty fucking real. Pretty fucking gripping. Anyways, let's begin. Yeah, it's the most powerful thing relating to other people. Alright, let's fucking go.
Friends, what do you think happens in America when you go to an urgent care clinic and...
It is well known how terrible American healthcare system actually is, and God knows why. I don't know why. I can only start speculating that there's some kind of like personality problem going on, and I do it every single time in my brain. We're dealing with a water country that, is sweet and can sort of offer you attention, but if you ask anything, they will ask things back from you, like, a lot of money. Meaning that you're better off taking care of yourself and learning all the skills how to take care of yourself. And I don't think it's unavoidable to go to a hospital. I think it's fairly simple. Now, the toughest thing, the unavoidable thing, is having a baby. That one I cannot solve. I haven't solved that one. How do you have a baby without paying ridiculous amount of fucking tax? That is hard to believe. So, yeah, this guy is, waiting, pissing everyone off, apparently, because, hey, guys, don't you care about me? Then he gets the doctor language report. At first, he gets a blank page sent to his email, and then a doctor's language report that he cannot possibly understand. It is care. It's just you can't comprehend what it is, right? Because you have expectations. And if you have expectations, you're expecting people to work a very specific way with you. But in a way, I think in America, you have to work yourself. You have to ask a lot of questions. You have to be a little bitch and not be afraid to be so. Stand your ground. You have to actually have, you have to spend self-esteem, in other words, instead of money. Anytime you can. I think that's the American survival strategy. Basically, surround yourself with caring people and you will be taken care of. It's just that fucking simple. Surround yourself with people who have answers to these sort of situations. Next. NASA. Yeah, some deep shit. Everyone compares that with Europe. And I'll tell you again, in Europe, we get healthcare because assholes fucking run healthcare system. The assholes want attention. They want you to come to them, ask questions, and, be desperate, and it's like fucking get on your knees, basically. They want that sort of fucking treatment. Praising European healthcare system is a shot in the foot, unfortunately, because you just don't see the downsides. When it's not a monetary downside, you don't understand.
And it doesn't leave anything behind. And now I'm going to see if this actually works, and I'm going to put it to the ultimate.
So he's testing some crazy stuff. Peanut butter, I believe. And it works. And then syrup, and it works. And then milk. And then he realizes that he's a little bit too ambitious and kind of looks stupid to me, but yeah. Another cool engineering video, apparently. I've never seen this being done, so neither did you? There's wall painting going on. And he puts a little bit of paint behind, because obviously there's a thick layer of paint. That's a cool place to start. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, wait, that makes all the sense. And I'm the stupid one. God damn it. And I was gonna finish the whole thing, and it's oddly satisfying, obviously. That's why I'm not gonna show you.
Hi,
I don't want you to
do
be satisfied.
you want a job? I do want a job. I need money.
This whole TikTok is... You can just sit back and relax, because this shit is broken, obviously. The job seeking is broken. It's absolutely fucked. If this is how we... If this is how we interact. Like, what's going on, alright?
So I don't starve. Good. Here is a vague outline of the job. Please upload your resume. Sure, I've uploaded my resume onto your website. Great. Now please fill out this form with your education and work history. Okay, it would probably be faster if you just read my resume, but here is all the information again. Now I know you want the job, but I need a cover letter telling me that I'm special and the prettiest girl in school. Right, you are so amazing. Here are some really nice words telling you how wonderful you are. I don't know how to open this file, and I'm not going to learn. Please fill out this form so you can tell our company that you would love us even if we were a worm. Okay, I have typed the nice...
Wow. Form does rhyme with the worm. How cool is that?
words into your form. I really hope that you read this one. The job is no longer available because we gave all of the roles to our executives' children. Perfect. That makes total sense. I'm so glad I was able to partake in this experience.
We should be able to lower the reputation of businesses too. Not just people who are fucking assholes and who want to remain anonymous. But reputation of businesses that fucking just waste people's time like this. Because the biggest customer of all time is the goddamn employee. The one that fucking gets the money, gets the fucking benefits from, you know, keeping the business functioning, you know? I mean, customer can be anything, can be any amount. But it's the worker that can actually pull things to much higher levels if they're incentivized to do so properly. They're the most precious thing. A customer just doing nothing. They're just like looking where to solve their problems and all that shit. It's the worker that can lead them to feeling good about solving their problems, even if it's slightly more expensive. God knows what, bro. And yet, they're being treated like this? Like there's a wall? Funny enough, that's how we treat each other. That's how, you know, you interact with women. That's what they do. They want unbelievable things from you is just because. Just that's how their brain works. The fucking job-seeking thing has been corrupted by women, basically. And their agenda of getting the best of the best. Or just someone who's very close and controllable. Sends an auto-rejection email. I mean, every girl's dream is to have an auto-rejection email. I'm just saying. They have a lot to learn.
Which is better, a normal basketball versus a $2,500 airless basketball?
So apparently he's doing 3 tests. And again, I still praise this because this is going to get cheaper very fast. This is going to go down to like fucking $20 once people figure out how to actually do it properly. Is it 3D printed or something? It's kind of fascinating. Playing with a 2K ball. But again, This is probably a lifetime ball. Like, it will last forever, and you don't have to work on it to pump it and to do anything. It's just, like, fascinating, dude. Obviously, it's a novelty to use this ball, and I've already talked about this thing. So, testing that, I guess. And he kind of likes this more. Okay. Testing accuracy. Apparently, the regular ball wins. This one.
I'm back. Oh my god. That one came off the hand a little weird. Normal ball.
A little weird. And then shooting. The final rounds.
1 for 3, not too great. Now for the airless bowl. This should be interesting. Bang! Game on the line. Oh.
It's a pretty big deal to make an accurate ball that's easy to handle. It has its own score of being a bizarre item that we never knew we needed. I think it's like less damaging to the whole section over here that gets damaged really fast as well. So there's a lot of like hidden benefits here. Like if this gets damaged less, there's again hidden cost that goes with this. The pumped up ball. There's a lot of hidden cost. Like you'd never want to use a ball that's slightly deflated. It's the most painful thing. And like, where do I pump it? That's the scariest thing. Not that expensive, the airless ball. I actually completely agree. This is fine. Because you do have to pay for the air in the end. No, again, I believe the only expense is to let it sink in, and it's gonna be competitive. It's gonna lower the price to like 500 very fast.
3 signs that somebody's going to commit suicide that you probably don't realize. These are 3.
This is a scary fucking video to watch. Because why would he know that, right? Because his family members, his wife's committed suicide, and it's like, oh guys, I've learned something, guys. That is crazy, bro. I want to see the whole thing and give you guys the scoop. It is not an impulsive decision. Alright? It is like you getting crushed by a boulder of emotions and suppression and dislikes to the point where it's like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to live for then? You know, socially. It's not an impulsive decision, bro. The impulsive part is like you find a way to kill yourself that's like satisfying to you, I imagine. You completed the ultimate plan.
Very depressed, very isolated, very just, you can tell that they're struggling with depression to extremely happy. They are all of a sudden almost like bipolar. They're taking their life. And I experienced that with my wife and with my dad. Genuinely happy for them that they're happy, not realizing why they are.
Yeah, I mean, if there's no one who's gonna stand up and ask why you do this, why you do that, well, I guess we're just gonna be NPCs that will like to kill ourselves because the world is kind of fucking boring, just to say the least. I'm not realizing why you're happy. Yeah, I mean, it's just so fucking easy. Just ask why. People don't do that. I'll tell you that much, bro. They don't do that. They don't give a fuck.
One is that they're going to be giving away everything. They're going to pick up all
Giveaways, boys.
these subtle things of like, why is my life going to get easier? Why aren't you talking?
Yeah, you don't pick up because you fucking forgot to ask why. You forgot to cry into the NPC's hearts. Yeah, of course it's gonna be easier when there's a one less depressed NPC around you. Like, excuse me? Aren't you happy? You know?
Because you're
This is like, this man is fucking dangerous just by default because, like, two family members committed suicide, like, bro should be in a prison by default. Just to see just to ask why. Why did that happen? How does that fucking work? This fucking consecutive, unbelievable chance. I mean, holy shit. My dad and my wife. What the fuck?
Or you're my dad, or you're my family.
No, it literally happened, bro. It literally happened.
Are struggling. Ask everybody for help, because believe it or not, they want you here.
Ask everybody? That's a pretty hard task. No, not many people want you here vocally and verbally and can actually express that properly. Maybe not only ask, you have to be present with them, you have to fucking grab them from whatever the fuck they're doing. And maybe your friends have scattered across the entire fucking universe and you can't pick and choose one of them, because that would take a long time to just find and figure out how to fucking enter their life in the proper way, not like a clown. It's just, yeah, I mean, your fucking advice is kind of like fucking turd to me. And I don't have advice, unfortunately. The only thing I can tell you is, like, suicide is stupid and you can subscribe to this channel to find out why. You know, like, shit. There's a whole internet out there and you'll forget about it. The only thing you have to take care of is finances, is figuring how to survive. Not being afraid to be kind of like homeless sometimes. Just for the sake of surviving, just for the sake of learning skills, and getting out of unharmed in the other end. Because, like, once you have enough experience, maybe you can escape rent, maybe you can escape, like, vicious cycles of working and wasting your money on corporate greed, basically. If you can escape these fucking cycles and then fall in love with just the power of the internet, you're safe, pretty much. That's my advice. That's the advice that I take. And I will never fucking commit suicide unless they fucking kill me. You know, unless they take my fucking freedom away. Now I have no fucking place to go but try and escape or just starve to death in front of them. Because no, not many people care. At least not properly. They have no idea how to fucking care whatsoever. They're not gonna save you. They will attempt to commit suicide themselves, apparently. You know. NPC does NPC things, and eventually you realize that you can't actually put that much pressure on people because they don't have the skills to deal with it. Another big one, boys.
I want to see someone who's mentally healthy. Like, I want to see the standard that the DSM is comparing all the mental illnesses to. Because are you really telling me that there are humans, or even a human out there, who is born with perfect social skills, can emotionally regulate, doesn't have a personality crisis every few weeks, perfect attachment style? Because I feel like maybe a mentally healthy person is just this unachievable concept that Big Pharma created. Because...
Yes and no. Because I already have a definition of mental illness being... The act of hurting yourself is mental illness. There's very little reason to hurt yourself or hurt others as a form of a crime. It's the opposite. It's a dynamic. Do you want to hurt others or hurt yourself? If you're an introvert, you're gonna start by hurting yourself. And a hurting yourself process is accepting that you're mentally ill. Accepting that is part of the hurting process. But these fucking assholes, the assholes want you to admit, you know, that you're gonna be hurting yourself for the rest of your life. This is some fucking nasty, twisted bullshit that is very difficult to crack, almost impossible. I'm scared to do it. I'm scared to try. You know, I would have to sacrifice my life for it, it seems. Because when an asshole believes something, you can't change their minds. You know, you can only step in their territory and they fucking attack you, basically. That's the only thing you can do. You pull out Bible and they shoot you in the face. I mean, your beliefs don't fucking matter, as theirs do, because they have the power to kill you. Wow.
I'm Gen Z, which means my parents, my grandparents, everyone, because they don't exist.
Sure. Is just their imagination person doesn't exist, just like the perfect employee doesn't exist. But this is what people strive for, this is what they desire deeply, because that's their, you know, that's what they're seeking for. Everyone's looking for perfection. Without, and sometimes, you know, there's the asshole behavior of wanting things fast and getting a lot less because you want things fast. That's the ultimate punishment that, you know, you just have to deal with. Or a backfire when your expectations are too high. So that's cool. But yeah, a mentally healthy person is the one that doesn't do stupid things to themselves. And the biggest thing you can do is rejection. Is reject people's help when they're trying to help. Now, what do you do with this definition now that most of the fucking systems are corrupted? Like most of them. Like, again, job seeking, relationships, healthcare, probably education too. Everything's corrupted now. Everything is like out of the ordinary because it's old and fucking stupid. It's not. It's like the fucking airless ball. Yes, we can buy an airless ball that's very expensive. We can like solve one problem in our lives for like $2,000. But there's the other problems. But it's like, it's definitely worth it to fucking solve it right now. To do something. Once we figure out how to order that solution in our mail. Yeah, you can be overeating, you can under-exercise, you can be lazy. You can show a lot of signs of just ill behavior. Of not taking care of yourself properly. But again, the most important one is to accept help. This is when it comes to the mental capacity. Because it's a lot easier to live when people help you. Whatever you actually need. And if you're not accepting that, that's a huge sign of mental illness. In Europe, the biggest help is to be left alone. That's the most help you will ever get. Funny enough. And I have been left alone. I cannot tell the doctor that he's completely useless because he's tethering me to a pot of gold of just generating passive income. People left me alone because I don't have to go to a workplace. I'm left alone from that responsibility. This is amazing, bro. Being mentally ill or labeled as mentally ill. Because I'm not actually, but I at least get the money for it. I get compensated for a simple label that I don't give a fuck about. So it's a win-win-win-win-win-win-win. You know? My mom gets the fucking biggest pot of gold. After she was working, but realized that, well, that's kind of an NPC behavior, and I can do anything as long as I fucking get money. That's simple, too. And now I leech off of her successfully. But she's leeching off the government, and we're all left alone, and we kind of have to, like, celebrate that as much as we can. We have to appreciate it. Now, neighbors are tough, but they can't leave you alone as long as you smash the walls very hard. Alright? Then they kind of get the message. So, we're almost there. We're almost the other end of all the problems that I've been suffering through. It's fascinating.
What if I told you that you could lose a stone of body fat and improve your health by doing the following 5 things for just one day? You'd probably say I was mad. Number 1, eat 1 extra piece of fruit. Number 2, eat 1 extra vegetable. Number 3, replace 1 soft drink with a diet drink or a glass of water. Number 4, go to bed 30 minutes earlier. Number 5, cool off for 10 minutes when somebody inevitably pisses you off. And that's it. That's all you need to do for just one day to lose a stone and improve your health. I know what you're thinking. How can doing this for just one day result in losing over a stone?
And then he explains that, you know, passive qualities and habits are the most powerful skills you can actually develop. Because over time, it just fucking adds up. This guy's impressively sane, I would say. Fucking the real doctor, alright, of the current day. Is like, you have to ask yourself, what is a doctor? Because back in the day, you were able to get to the doctor by going to the fucking doctor. But there was no internet. You can, like, read a medical book if you're very desperate. But nowadays, a doctor is something you can actually bump into every single day. A person with powerful devices, powerful things to give you so you improve your life. Powerful mindset of like this matrices and all that shit. I'm technically a super ultra doctor. Thank you very much. Because the most powerful doctor is the one that prevents diseases and doesn't try to cure the diseases now that they're there. You must understand, there's levels to everything. And we haven't actually degraded, we actually improved by introducing the internet to the whole thing. The system of ideas that help you protect yourself. Shit, I messed up. Alright, let's watch this again.
Oh, they're in Australia. 4. Well, 95, but pretty much everyone uses one of 4. Huh. How many supermarkets? 2 main companies? Insurance companies? 4 main ones? Airlines? Yeah. 3.5. Wait, half? Well, yeah, because quite into a lot of major cities, so call it 3.5. Oh. How many mobile phone service providers? 3 main ones. Power companies? 2 of them control half the market, and then there are some smaller ones too.
And then they say that competition brings the prices down, but it's very difficult to compete when there's establishments. You have to be extremely smart and extremely cunning at this point. Just like, you know, you would want to create an entire YouTube system to compete against YouTube, and you have to get support from the people, increasing amount of support. Like you're actually covering some kind of very difficult issue to solve. For me, like if you invent reputation system, you have solved like half of the YouTube's issues and maybe TikTok's issues too. That's really powerful, but you have to have like tremendous amount of features to be able to actually compete against monopolies. That's pretty crazy, but there should be room for growth by any means. Small things should be able to operate, but this is something I have no idea about. I don't know what to do with monopolies. They just occur. The best thing to make sure is that they're not corrupted, that the bosses don't just get billions upon billions of dollars for no good reason. Like it's like $1 billion is definitely a cap that you shouldn't go beyond, because there's nothing that you can do besides like build more companies, but like there's no incentive for you to get money anymore. Like you have done everything. The only thing you can do is grab a bunch of power, and it's like it's not something you should desire. You can grab power by just being better. So I don't know how government still allows billionaires to exist. It should be straight up illegal. We actually talked about it a couple times. Someone being reached to the point of insanity, someone starting to manipulate politics almost because they can just lavishly send money to other people and influence them with money. This is sort of stuff that should be prevented. And people who are no longer motivated by money even because they want power, they want ridiculous amount of money. These are dangerous people, genuinely incredibly dangerous. They're no longer workers for the company, they're just leeches. They're the biggest leech, the center, the fucking black hole of the entire company system. Like, these people have to be cut off. At least from benefiting from their companies. Like, that's the only way you can start destroying monopolies. If monopolies actually where people gather to work to get, decent salary and all that shit, and they leave whenever they feel they should. And CEOs have to be reminded that they should fucking leave.
Actually good at anything, or do they just look cool?
Hunting. They're really good at hunting. In fact, they're not just good at hunting. The dragonfly is the best hunter in the world. They have around a 95% success rate when hunting prey, which is higher than any other creature on Earth. So if they hunt 20 creatures, only one will get away. And this might sound crazy, but they're able to do this because they can read the future, literally. They sit and study their prey until they can predict all of their prey's future movements. They can memorize all of a creature's habits in just seconds. And I thought I was a fast learner. Sheesh. And once they know every move their prey is gonna make, they could just intercept them in midair with precise accuracy. Scientists pretty much say this is magic. Oh,
It's fucking gobbled at whatever. That was slow-mo as well. It's kind of crazy.
can also soak water into their body and then expel it out their back.
Wow, that one's unnecessary, but wow, extra speed, guys.
Backside for a speed boost. You got to admit, that's pretty awesome.
I mean, we have to start making Dragonfly games at this point. China is selling US treasuries. It's hard to tell if it's it's better or worse. This guy's saying that, oh, everything has to be traded in yuan. God knows what the fuck this means. Anything that China does that seems shady is probably beneficial to America. I'm just saying, bro. Especially now, any move that China makes during the purge is gonna hurt them more than they will help themselves. The more isolation they want to do, hey, just give that to them. Whatever they fucking like. If they want to cripple themselves in the trading world, fine. I don't give a fuck.
First mistake of his life when he
Accidental like of a TikTok, my friends. It's obvious something bad happened because Orbeez.
What you're going to do is you're going to come up to it, size it up, just drop it on the floor in front of it, tilt it, slide it under it, then you're ready to go. Turns 0 degrees.
Yeah, you gotta love that shit. Turns 0 degrees.
No problem.
Now it's a problem, bro. Now I don't know if it turns anymore.
Turns on a dime, as I say.
No, washer is not that heavy. It's pretty reasonable that this is a real one. Oh, again, everything on wheels is very easy to move. It's just a very reasonable thing.
Comes out from under it just as easy.
Now, I don't know if it's actually that useful, but here it is. It's pretty impressive.
I'm not trying to widen the generational divide, but what is it with people over 60 who cannot stand when you're wearing headphones?
It's because boomers are currently being recorded to have the most narcissistic traits over any of the other generations currently. And what are two huge traits?
Boomers and narcissism. Sounds like my clock has been correct. And this number is narcissism. And this is the base generation. The NPCs of the world. The survivors. And even if you survive, you still go here into second tier of narcissism. Something that I just can't fucking stand because I can't possibly be a narcissist. No matter how hard I try, I can only set myself on fire and everyone's gonna be like, wow, you're really taking too much attention from me because you set yourself on fire. You really think that was a smart idea? Yeah, that's the only fucking way I can be a narcissist. I have to set myself on fire sometimes.
Being way more hypersensitive, so they tend to highly react to any sort of critique or criticism or many things.
Yes, because they think they can just win with self-esteem all the time. Fucking narcissist. They can defeat everyone. No matter what they throw being thrown at.
From just being able to like randomly approach you or encroach on your personal space without your permission, right? When someone talks to you when you have headphones on, you have to take them off and go, what? And like engage in the conversation and kind of like accept it. And what's a one big thing that people who are narcissists or have narcissistic traits struggle with? Consent. They don't like that now you have to consent to interface with this whole...
Well, my dad's a narcissist, so I learn a little bit of about narcissism from that. But at this point, it's been a long time. And the only thing I remember is my destroyed laptop and how they are in control of their space desperately. If I bother him, he's gonna fucking take my laptop and take my property. If he doesn't like me even more, he's gonna destroy it. How cool is that? And back in the day, he would destroy things and go lash out into anger against his family members. Oh wait, it's just my mom that would have to complain about, getting attacked by a narcissist. I mean, these are very dangerous people, but they know that, and they stay away from other people. Funny enough, they're kind of like super antisocial, unless you give them too much consent. This is very powerful shit. She also makes the connection between employees and like managers. But yeah, corporations are also narcissistic by nature.
And access to all of their employees at any point. And despite the fact that there's actually studies shown that listening to podcasts and music or whatever Netflix on the side kind of helps productivity. I remember at one point at my old job, which was ironically working in mental health care, so they should know these things, they blocked access to a lot of these sites. Which was no surprise because our CEO had a lot of narcissistic tendencies as well, but that was kind of my last straw at that company. And a lot of people will argue like, oh, it cuts off like spontaneous creativity and conversations flowing. But it really doesn't. Just like tap someone on the shoulder or like wave a hand. It's not like when we're at work and when you really dig down to the bottom of what that disrespect is, it's just their frustration and their lack of total access and unregulated control.
Whoever she is, maybe that's my first girl follow. And I didn't thought Guys.
I've always been an earbud girly because I don't love the weight of headphones on my head. I'm rarely a narcissist. Two very different things. That does not make all...
Narcissistic tendencies. I mean, she just knows everything. But she did work in like a mental hospital or something. Okay, I follow. Because I'm so impressed. This is weird. I had to watch the whole thing because it's very difficult to like pick up on the groundbreaking information when it's just like all over the place. Accurate. Very accurate. Whatever she's saying. And things that most people can't understand without a proper matrix to explain to them. But it's not about even narcissistic tendencies and all that shit. Because there's narcissistic principles to follow, right? So they want access to you at all time. The employees, of course, because it's a very nice thing that you can give to them for free. They can just ask that shit. They have the power to ask you for those terrible things, even though it's boosts your mood and productivity alongside with it. It's amazing. They don't care. Now I have to fight them. How fucking cool is that? Narcissism is just personality. And technically toxic personality. Something that challenges you when you meet people like that. And you offered every single time, do you want to fight this person? You want to lash out? It's annoying to take on a challenge like that because, not many people do that shit and take that shit very seriously. I'm taking a challenge of my doctor who needs a little bit of a spanky spank. But, the consequences if I fail are pretty fucking brutal, if not deadly.
If the water has bubbles in it.
What?
Okay, I have to see if this is real. Alright, so we're gonna make a little bubble elevator here. Put them now. So apparently, this lava should not turn it into obsidian. And I kind of believe this. And this is real. It doesn't turn it into obsidian. Wow, you can really troll people with this. If you didn't have glass here and you had a solid block, you can be like, guys, go up my water elevator. And they go up and just die. That's crazy. And they can't even go back down because the bubbles are pushing them up. This is evil. This is the most evil trap ever.
You can make villagers wear armor with a dispenser. Just make sure you don't want the armor back, since I think there's only one way to do so.
Alright, so we got a little villager in here. We can go ahead all of this stuff in.
And it works.
You know what the most frustrating part of becoming an adult is? That nobody ever really talks about. Nobody references this specific, like, very exact, unwritten rule. Some absurd law of the universe that none of us are aware of until it happens. And every time you feel a shred of...
Then your car breaks down. When you feel financial stability. Your car breaks down. Your car demands you money from you. So it becomes hungry, basically. Obviously, you're never aware until it happens. And that's the unwritten rule that you can learn. That's why I don't have a car. Because I know how fucking problematic it is. It's a problem from the very beginning of get the driver's license. I'm like, shit. Car expensive. You want more commitment? You want me to just jump in there and fucking go exam through exam and learn everything about the car, and it's like learn how to drive it? Like actually I have a weapon that can kill people, but it's gonna kill me more because I might make a wrong move. That is a lot of commitment, guys. I can't do cars. Please leave me alone. Alright? So whoever has cars, yes, that's the unwritten rule. You're stupid and you deserve it. But okay, please continue working for us. Don't mind me.
No, but really though, who cares if poor people abuse the system? Rich people do every effing day and y'all ain't bat an eye. I will never understand.
Yeah. That's the purge. In fact, maybe that's even closer definition of the purge that I ever had up to this point. Purge is about poor people abusing the system instead of rich people. That has been happening for a very long time, and the script has flipped. And I've shown you what happened. We simply go from this up here, where narcissists and psychopaths thrive, into this, where creepy people and kind of like antisocial thrive, or sociopaths rather. So you can't pick and choose, but you can go with the flow and accept that maybe it's your time to shine. You know, maybe you're creepy, like me. I'm very creepy. Thank you very much. It's AI time to make as much porn as possible with the most popular people. You will not stop me.
The system is broke. There should not be so much wealth and inequality.
In life, it's very difficult for inequality to manifest. And if it does manifest, I mean, we do live in kind of like fucking different worlds at all time. You have to take advantage of it, though. And to bridge the inequality, most importantly, obviously improve yourself. And you understand the biggest things you can improve. That's going to bridge the gap. That's going to make you at least more confident against rich people who can flex and nothing will happen. You're not even going to be impressed. You're not even going to care that much. You just want to talk to them and see if they're a good person or not. That's the most curious thing that you're going to have. And it's going to make you more equal just by default like that. Because you're stripping away meaning from meaningless things that people have, but they don't understand what they don't have, you know. There's so many negative comments, guys. But it's universal, unfortunately. And the most negative thing is that I didn't get a single fucking like anyways. Or a reply from the creator. There's more reasons, but the main one is choice. You choose to be negative instead of positive. Where you technically, if you're smart enough, you don't have a choice. You don't have that choice. You can't flex that choice. It's not something that's going to help you in any way. But you think you've found that fucking pot of gold, and now you can choose to be negative. You can choose to be wasteful. The internet is a pot of gold where people are injecting their negativity into it because there's not a lot of consequences. But there are tremendous consequences, and probably these ones are the worst, because if you're wasting pot of gold, you're never gonna be rich. Like, you're never actually gonna get the things you need, and eventually you're gonna realize you're running out of sanity, which is needed more and more in the internet, and you can't keep up with everyone else. I can be the best, as long as I don't fucking die. Bro, is he using the Force? That is crazy, man. This is a crazy carpet. And I think I highlighted this one, and I'm still doing it again, bro. Did it better. There's no way. There's no way they did it better. They kind of like stuck you in one place. No? They have this nonsense. How is this better? This is so cool. This is the most slick technology ever.
Visions are fake. There is no satellite.
I don't have good audio in this one. And this one's like 5 minutes long, so unfortunately, we don't necessarily need this. Science busted, bro. The buster of science, I mean, that's fascinating. Almost something I would follow just by the name alone. I love this shit. By the first impression. Let's double check this game. Physicists are stupid. Magnetic field is a lie. Alright, I'm not gonna follow, it's just a weird one. Every flat earther goes through, you know, the process of attacking science and basically NASA. Ugh. The dirty fucking trick. Like, this shit is still running, you know, running strong, it seems, with SpaceX boosting the reputation. Which is weird because SpaceX has destroyed a lot of equipment. It has failed many times.
Chinese be like 1, 2, and 3 is like, and 4, you know, it's a little bit harder. 5, you know, that's all cool, but like, how do you write 0? 0 is, and I shit you not. All right, let's see. 雨字头，然后一个今天的今, that's 0. And like, I wish I knew that how to write that from memory. I totally didn't write one beforehand.
Yeah. Chinese impresses how weird it is, of course.
Food for fucking thought. Did you know that in China, the retirement age is 60? And if you're a woman, it's 55. If you're a woman that works in a factory, your retirement age is 50.
Yeah, the comment highlights a very simple detail of, like, hard workers, very hard workers who are being exploited. They have a pretty good retirement age, somehow. So the idea is that in China you follow so many rules, it's so crippling that retirement is actually a good reason to, you know, make people work. It's kind of fascinating, I think.
Governments hate high unemployment. Do you want to know what the biggest fear for a government is of high unemployment?
So the biggest fear is having nothing to do. Because, you know, for bad people, having nothing to do means that now it's the perfect time to do bad things, you know? So it's not about taxes, yeah, the unemployment, and it's not about, but at the same time, the scary thing of, like, they care about you as well, in a caring way. Like, you being bored is pretty crippling to everyone, when you could be participating in the fucking developing of your environment, because everyone has to contribute something in some kind of way. It's just, that's how it goes. So you can't look at it of like, oh, government is very scared of you not having things to do. No, it kind of cares, all right? It kind of matters. And there's a thing called coup that can overthrow the government and can create serious competition. So of course they're scared of that, so they will give as many things as possible to do if they understand what coup means. Because this is the final stage of the purge. This is finale, my friends. It cannot happen in Russia, but it can happen across Europe and almost gonna wash away a bunch of governments into the shore. Whoever wants to take it, you know, pieces of the government. Who is the fucking finale, my friends? It's something that can imprison Donald Trump and can fail because it's just an election coup. And I will say it coup, my friends. Because that's how it's fucking written. I will coup on the coup. But yeah, once the government forgets to not keep us bored, to actually give us something to do, and going to the doctor is not exactly one of those things that I want to be doing. I'm okay with my mom going to the doctor. I'm okay with her having wealth and all that shit. But I personally don't quite need it. I already have enough money to pay the online bills, so to speak, because those are very difficult to pay. And that's about it. You know? I'm done with my problems. Yeah, it almost like in Europe you have to overthrow the government to improve the government. That's the only fucking way. As you have to butcher the pigs and create a new environment and operate in a new way where the government is not made out of pigs to begin with. And so we go back to the doomsday clock crap. Do we have a time for a bonus meme though?
ตัดออกสักหน่อยใหญ่เกินไปจะได้ไม่หลุดหูยสีชมพูดูครับดูเนื้อสีชมพูครับผมบังพูดอ่ะโอ้ยยังงามเลยพูดอ่ะโอ้หวานฉ่ำ
Did you fucking notice? This is cardboard. Man. See you guys next time.